Joanne, right?
Yeah, she's here.
Don't have to.
Hope so. Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it up close.
Real close?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, 2019 was a really big year for the property team. I believe all of us were new members to that team. Let's see if I forget anybody here. Mark was on the team, Joanne, her husband, Mike, me, and Don Warren were on the team. We started out the year thinking we needed to replace the parking lot that was most important, and other things came up quickly that we needed to take care of. First of all, some of our lights began to fail, so we replaced those. With that, some of the switches, the controllers were bad, and for right now at least, you can kind of see one of them is missing. It's kind of bypassed, which works best for now. And yeah, the lights they're kind of flickering on and off was the big problem with it. And the switch, if it was replaced, that would help with that. Let's see, Einstein Audio helped us with that, the lift to get up there. It's a ways up, and that helped us save a little money when we were replacing that. And also in April, the door access, we added one downstairs, so that can be on a timer, and they can set that. You don't necessarily need a key to come in. So that really helps when we have some of these things. For example, I'm with the blood drive, I can just tell them they're starting to set up at 12 o'clock, the doors can be opened at 11:30, it ends at 6, and at 6:30 the doors can get shut off, and they'd still be able to get out, but it would be locked so they could not get back in. Let's see here. In May, we had some issues in the boiler room. And mice had gotten in, so we needed some new wiring, and also some of the pipes were leaking a little bit, so at that time they were also repaired, and everything is working now. We have heat in the room, so that's really nice. And then with the air conditioner in June, the transformer was actually replaced, so we could have, it was quite warm in the summer here, and that took care of that. Then we had some issues in June with the roof. The flat roof, which is over the offices, was leaking, and we found that that was under warranty, so we were able to get that repaired under the warranty. With that, upon further inspection, we had found that there were more issues up on the main roof, and that some of the shingles were shifting. They actually were not properly installed the first time. And we looked at, first of all, could we just keep maintenance on this and spend roughly $10,000 a year to get it fixed, and that's just like putting a Band-Aid on it, though. And over time, that would probably cost as much or more than just getting a brand new roof. So contractors were brought in to evaluate it. Many of them also recommended that the roof be replaced, and we got bids and went with Paramount Roofing to replace it. Now we have this wonderful copper roof that should be good for at least 50 years. That's a very blessing there. In September, we had some pews removed for the soft nursery. Much thanks to the fire department coming in and evaluating that. There were some ideas of, I think, installing certain things there, but then with that would happen, the access doors over there are emergency exits, and they would get in the way. So the recommendations actually came to just remove a couple of the pews, and it actually has worked out wonderfully. I just think that it's wonderful having all of our young ones here with us in worship instead of downstairs.
Absolutely, yes.
So let's see, in November and December, we were upgrading our server. We needed a place to put the server room instead of having it in somebody's office. So a room that was not being used downstairs to its full potential was the fire room. And so the server room was moved down there, and from there now we also have more Wi-Fi access spots, and throughout the church now you should be able to use Wi-Fi and not have a weak signal. So that's a true blessing for anyone who needs that, including our guests that come in here and use the building. They also do not have to worry about having their own signal now. They're able to use the Wi-Fi and get things done that they need to. Let's see if I have anything else here. That's it about for now for 2019, what happened. John will talk about 2020 and what's happening for this year.
Okay. Can you hear me? All right.
Yes.
I'm going to talk a little bit to just update you on the columbarium. Our columbarium is, well, we're very blessed to have it. Let's face it, it's a beautiful chapel, and it serves a wonderful purpose for our congregation, our families, and our relatives. Our columbarium right now has 129 niches, 23 are sold, and 17 are occupied. The first person was placed in the columbarium on April 2016, a little bit after it was dedicated. So it's been about 4 years that the columbarium has been in use. If you have not looked in that chapel area, please do so. As far as information on the columbarium, we have brochures, and in the office there is an informational booklet that contains the brochure grid of all of the niches that are in the columbarium so that you may choose your own niche. There's a fee structure and the board members of the columbarium that you may contact for any other information that you might need. So if you're considering making funeral or estate plans now or in the future, please consider Covenant's columbarium. Looking ahead to 220, the property team has contacted and contracted with Moyers Landscaping to do our snow removal for this year. They also did it last year. And we have one great announcement that I hope you'll be pleased with. As you drove in the driveway today, you may have gone over a bump, or in the summertime or the fall, notice that it's beginning to alligator, which means it's cracking, it's falling apart. We have contracted with Tri-County Paving to do our parking lot, to remove and replace it this summer. It'll either be in late spring or in the summer. We had 3 quotes, and we used a previous bid that we already had gotten as a reference. And so their work will begin in the spring, and we'll be announcing when that will start, and also how to park and where to access the building when that begins. Our long-term improvements, we're looking to always reduce our utility costs, which for a building this size are probably average, but for us, with our financial situation, it is a problem. So we're continuing to install LED lights whenever we can. And as we use our facility, we encourage people to always turn off the lights when they don't need them and when they leave the building. We are also seriously looking into a solar system. It's a solar ground mount system. You may have noticed that in the back of the narthex, over by the coffee bar, there is a solar panel. If you're interested in looking at it, touching it, please go ahead and do that. We have contacted a few solar energy companies, and we're reaching out for energy grants at this time. This is all in the early stages. It's a process, and it will probably take time. However, this is something that I want you to keep in mind for saving energy in our building. We had an experience lately that could have brought income into our church. Verizon, a company called Insight Inc. was doing work on behalf of Verizon Wireless. And what they were looking for was a 20 by 40 square foot piece of ground. And this would be to put an equipment shelter on for their optic hub. And so they reached out to us along with other candidates. And for a few weeks in the late fall, we communicated with them back and forth. They were very helpful in answering questions and concerns that we brought up. However, in January, early in January, they contacted us and said that we were no longer one of their priority candidates. This would have meant that we would have a potential of a 25-year lease with this company with $900 a month income coming in. There were many questions that we had. They were very helpful, like I said, and it's kind of a disappointing situation when you're not selected, especially when there's an income to come into the church. We're keeping an open mind for other situations like this, and hopefully something like that would come along. We have a wonderful space in our field to the east side of the building, and it is underutilized at this time. So anything that we can do to think about that in the future, I think we should do. I also want to thank our volunteers. Many of you volunteer for landscaping, groundwork, do things within the building, and you don't get a thank you. Well, here it is, so thank you. And we want to thank people also who do those little things that nobody even notices. And you know who you are. Every day, every week, every month, you do the same little thing that nobody notices. Well, thank you. We also want to say thank you to Mike Hirsch. Without Mike, many things would not get done in the church. He's our little secret angel, I think, running around during those early morning hours. Sadly, at the end of April, we're losing one of our members. The family is moving, and we really need volunteers for the property team. And as I've said in the property team report, we don't care if you don't know how to use a hammer or a screwdriver or a nail or anything like that. We just need you. We need you to sit with us, think with us. We need you to have ideas to bring forward. We need you to answer an email. Just be there, because it takes a team of people. It takes a group. It takes everyone's opinions to actually make something work. And I think we've got a wonderful facility here. It's our church, and we all need to take care of it. So if you can only do something for 1 month out of the year, volunteer. If you only can do something for 6 months, volunteer. If you just want to do something, I don't know, just a little thing, please just let us know and volunteer. So I think that's all I have on our property team.
Right.